Hi Mark, I'm Sophia. Today I'm going to read this article. Girls are turning to violent crime. Girls commit more than 1 in 4 of all juvenile crimes are becoming increasingly involved in violence, according to a government study published yesterday. In 1957, girls accounted for only one crime in 11. This striking change was highlighted in the report into antisocial behavior in adolescents. It shows that the criminal activities of so-called girl gangs are part of a worsening trend. Over the past 10 years, the number of arrests of girls for violence has more than doubled and the juvenile crime is increasing at a faster rate among girls than boys. This is said to be almost entirely the result of the post-war period, particularly family breakdown that is evident across the Western world. In the past, girls were effectively supervised and were less likely to be exposed to antisocial influences. And Helger, one of the authors of the report, said, "Parents are less likely to supervise daughters as they once did. Young girls are spending increasingly amount of time at school. Also, where once a 30-year-old would sit in her own bedroom listening to records with friends. Now there is a trend towards girls doing the same as boys have always done, which is going around on the street in groups of 5 or more. Boys are more likely to be involved in burglary and drug offenses, but the ratio falls for criminal damage, robbery, violence, and theft. The report said that poor parental supervision is a major factor in delinquency, and the increase both in juvenile crime and the involvement of girls has coincided with high divorce rates and family breakdown. There is also a vicious circle at play, with antisocial girls more likely to become teenage mothers and to be less in a position to give their own offspring the care and that can prevent the next generation sliding into criminality. And next one is parents fit secret cameras to spy on their children. American parents are bugging their children's telephones, installing secret cameras in clock radios, and sending strands of hair retrieved from pillows for analysis at drug laboratories. They are resorting to Cold War espionage techniques and science to fight drug and alcohol abuse, which many turned into a way of life during their hippie days a generation ago. Baby boomers are hiring companies to bring sniffer dogs into their homes to track down trace of dope. Radio shops sell home surveillance equipment. Telephone bugs cost $20, and you can buy a chemical analysis kit on the internet for $45 if you want a proof for the hair in your daughter's comb, for example, that she is taking drugs. Aerosol sprays and special chemical soaked cotton wipes as simple as home pregnancy kits are available to see if there is a cannabis or other narcotic residues on car seat or other surfaces. Parental spies run the risk, if caught, of destroying the remnants of trust in their relationship with their children. But the trend is growing. Most American teenagers have telephones and televisions in their rooms, and many have computers and internet access. Parents feel that they should be able to get to their children, even surreptitiously, because the rest of the world does. And the next one is Mexican teenage girls trained as drug cartel killers. Dwarfed by surrounding reporters and with her head bowed to avoid the television cameras, the slender 16-year-old hesitated slightly before she answered the question. "I'm a hit woman," she said. Maria Celeste Mendoza was among 16 teenage suspected gang members arrested this week by police after a shootout with authorities in central Mexico, one of the growing ranks of young people working for the country's drug cartels. Dressed in the combat fatigues and with her face hidden, the girl from the northern border state of Tamaulipas describes how she had been trained to use Kalashnikov assault rifles and other weapons by the Zetas, one of Mexico's most brutal gangs. In the listless draw, Mendoza said she was paid 12,000 pesos for 2 weeks' work, more than 3 times the national average. Although she said she was trained as a hit woman, it was unclear if she had killed anyone yet. As is customary in Mexico, she and the other suspects, 6 of whom were women aged 21 or below, were paraded in front of the media by police after their capture in San Cristobal de la Barranca, near the country's second city, Guadalajara. Rising youth unemployment, easy access to drugs, and the quick cash cartels offer recruiters are all blamed for fueling the delinquency that has cast a shadow over Mexico's future. Organized crime has become a job provider for a section of population who don't have a lot of other options, said Victor Clark Alfaro, director of the Binational Center for Human Rights in Tijuana, on the Mexican border with California. Since 2000, the age at which people start getting mixed up in organized crime has fallen, he added, and in the last few years the age has dropped to about 17 or 18. Detailed figures on the role of minors in the cartels are scarce, but newspaper Reforma said the number charged with involvement in organized crime jumped to 214 last year from 8 in 2007, citing data from the Attorney General's office. The arrest of Mendoza and another 60-year-old girl with her, Isla Sandoval, is part of the trend. Sandoval also said she had been trained as a hit woman, but that she had not killed anyone yet, according to Mexican media reports. Around 40,000 people have died in escalating drug-related violence since President Philip Calderon sent in the army to try to crush the cartels at the end of 2006. Live fast, die young. Live fast, die young. Although authorities have arrested a number of teenage hitmen in the past few years, It is highly unusual for women to work as killers for drug gangs, said Clark Alfaro. This may just be an isolated case, but it may mean a new pattern is emerging in the world of organized crime, he said. Last December, Mexican soldiers captured suspected drug gang hitman Edgar Jamazin, known as El Ponchis, a 40-year-old U.S. citizen who the army said had admitted killing several people while under the influence of drugs. The vast quantities of the, the vast quantities of narcotics moving across the country toward the lucrative markets of Europe and the United States have helped to turn Mexicans onto drugs earlier than before. Kids are starting to take drugs younger and younger, said Albert Esseles, a security expert at Consultants Risk Evaluation. A decade ago, the average age was 14. Now it's 10. This has the effect of lowering their perception of risks, coupled with the fact that youth employment is now double what it was 10 years ago, in a country whose growing population is one of the youngest in the Americas. The trends present the cartels with a rich source of cheap labor. Young folk are recruited because they are potentially more aggressive and less likely to care about the consequences than adults. They will take more risks, said Clark Alfaro. He said it is often a short career with the Attorney General's office, calculating that young men who get mixed up in organized crime will, on average, be dead within 3 or 4 years. The Network for Rights of Children in Mexico (REDIM), an advocacy group, says some 30,000 children are believed to work for criminal gangs in Latin America's number 2 economy, where delinquency is often blamed on high drop rates at school. But even those who remain in the classroom are far from safe from the allure of drugs, guns, and crime. A 2009 government survey of some 55,000 secondary school children in 5 Mexican cities showed more than 1 in 5 had seen classmates carry a weapon, and that 1 in 8 will sell marijuana for cash if a friend egg them on. Those who graduate toward the cartels can expect a brutal schooling from their new teachers, according to the testimony of Miguel Ortiz Miranda, a member of La Familia cartel captured last year, whose interrogation later surfaced on YouTube. In graphic detail, he calmly described how new accessions were quickly put to the test with selective victims. We made the new ones kill them, and slit their throats and quarter them and all that, so that the new people would lose their fear of cutting an arm or a leg, he said. Others end up as drug dealers, fixers, or watchmen, but those safer jobs do not always pay as well. According to Beatriz Herendez, 21, one of the other women arrested with Mendoza, who said she earned 4,000 posts every 2 weeks as a lookout. With Mexico struggling to clean up its justice system or create more decent jobs, some young people see gang-linked murders as a real career option. This is about impunity here, Elisa said. Because of it, the perception of risk attached to committing this kind of crime is very low. Murders are not solved in Mexico. Thank you.